And what do you think boards should be looking into and really thinking about right now?
I think it's all about the customer. So if you have a great relationship with your customer, you have an understanding of who your customer is and how to go to market in a way that matters to them the most. I think in the very, very near term, that's the most important thing, just to maximize your return on the capital invested, whether that's distribution, physical distribution, digital marketing, it doesn't really matter. They're all kind of forms of marketing if you think about it.
Mhm.
But I think everybody really should be focused on the long term. So what is it that you can do now? If you are in the fortunate situation where you have a healthy balance sheet, you should be investing in the future, because we are seeing, property owners are probably the most receptive than they ever have been to different types of deal structures. We have collapse in digital platforms, meaning that marketing is almost like a leveler, so people can invest anywhere, equal costs, different returns, but great opportunity to test different channels. We have hopefully a more stable supply chain, and in some cases COGS have come down. Obviously, any industry that's impacted by the war is struggling from a COGS perspective. Certainly tortilla have seen that, and that's been in the press because of bread and because of wheat and because of chicken supply, right? So that has a massive knock-on effect. But I think boards should be planning for the future. What is the 5-year plan? I hate that 5-year plan word, but that's what we all say. How are you investing? How are you expanding? How will you be more relevant to your customer coming out of this phase? Are there new cohorts you should be exploring, right? Adjacent customer groups that make sense for your brand, or adjacent markets, and just have clarity on that, because there's no point in buckling down and, almost like starving for the future. Because I think businesses that do that, they just go out of business, right? You have to invest to grow. So it's about weighing up those two things, I think, as a board, and understanding the impact of the near term and the customer, and then the long-term investment, and how you understand what those investments should be, and prioritizing that, but making sure you're not losing sight of what happens in 18 months from now when we come out of this.
Again, goes back to holding your nerve, right?
I think so, yeah. And with the platform collapse, right? So D2C has had sort of 12 years of significant growth, and a lot of that has been built off the back of these platforms. These platforms enabled these business models. That's eroding. So suddenly all businesses can move into the digital landscape. How well you tackle TikTok versus Reddit versus Google, right? These are all advantages that businesses can build if you're in that exploratory mindset. But you have to be able to test and invest and not expect, immediate returns anymore, because I think advertising is more neutralized, and everything's not, a 1 day or 1 week ROI that I think people got really accustomed to. I think that's changed.